Good morning, beautiful people of Abuja and wherever you're watching us from. Good morning. You're watching the Politics and Business TV. This is the morning show. We are always excited to have you join us in our morning show, and we would help you jumpstart your day with some interesting topics, some trending topics, and everything you need for the day to kickstart in a wonderful note. So we're excited and thank you for joining. This is Miracle Ubi. Good morning, Honey Fry.
Good morning, viewers. Thank you for joining us at this hour.
All right, you look good this morning.
You too.
All right, so how's your night? Hope you rested well.
Oh, it was short, but at least it was a good one.
I really do not understand the weather. It seems to be a little bit cold and hot at the same time. Like, is the Hamatan actually gone, or it's coming, or it's just trying to just show us one or two things?
One wave is cold, one wave is hot. So I think the weather is kind of confused, right now.
Please, it shouldn't be confused like the state of some people's hearts. All right, so we have a very wonderful topic that we will be trashing this morning. It's been everywhere on the social media, both in Nigeria and obviously, of course, in the US. But before we go, we have trending topics, or what is trending on the social media. You do not want to miss that, because Hanifat is ready to give us everything that is trending on the social media. So please stay with us. After the short break, we'll give you everything trending on the social media. Thank you.
Good morning and welcome to What's Trending on PRB Television, your trusted sources for the latest stories making wave across Nigeria and the world. I am Anifa Apampa, and as always, I will be guiding you through the most talked about events capturing public attention, from political power plays to social movements and viral moments. We have got you all covered. Let's dive in. Former President Muhammadu Buhari modest lifestyle sparked debate. Former President Muhammadu Buhari has revealed details about his post-presidency lifestyle, sharing that he has sustained himself through income from renting out one of his two houses in Kaduna State. President Muhammadu Buhari emphasized that the complexity of governing Nigeria, stating, "You will not understand the intricacies of leadership until you experience it firsthand." The former president also noted that he feels healthier and looks better than he did while in office, which he attributed to reduced stress. However, his comments about owning just 3 houses, one in Daura and 2 in Kaduna, has sparked mixed reaction on social media. While some comment his transparency and modesty, others question the plausibility of his claims, with some branding him as Mr. Integrity. What are your thoughts? Could Buhari lifestyle set a precedent for transparency in leadership? Some are actually finding it very difficult to believe, because one, he was a former president, he should be getting paid for that, and also he was a former military general. On our next story, we have the gospel singer Timileyin Ajayi facing homicide charges in shocking turn of events. Gospel singer Timileyin Ajayi has pleaded not guilty to the charges of culpable homicide, punishable by death under the Penal Code of the Northern Nigeria. The charges stem from the alleged killing of his girlfriend Salome Adaidu in Nasarawa State. Ajayi was taken into custody on January 12 after authority reportedly discovered Adaidu several head in a polythene bag. During interrogation, Ajayi allegedly confessed, citing anger over alleged infidelity. He reportedly stated that, "I didn't plan to kill her. I snapped when I found out she was cheating." This case has drawn widespread condemnation, and with many calling for justice to be served swiftly. While some speculate that Ajayi may attempt an insanity defense, others argue that the evidence against him is overwhelming. The trial is one to watch closely, as Nigerians demand accountability and a fair judicial process on this. Next is on the controversial singer Speed Darlington. He finds himself in the spotlight again just a week after being granted bail. Following 2 months in custody, his lawyer has severed ties with him, citing unprofessional behavior and unruly behavior. Speed Darlington has continued to make viral comments online, allegedly targeting fellow musician Burna Boy, despite warning to desist from defamatory remarks. Burna Boy had earlier stated that they won't be messed the next time. Will Fidelity face further legal actions for his antics, or will his feud finally come to an end? We'll keep you updated as the story develops. Thank you for staying with us on What's Trending here on P&B Television, where we bring to you the stories that matter the most. Don't forget to follow us on our social media platform where we discuss more trending news. I am Anifa Apampa, wishing you a safe and productive day ahead. Stay tuned for more. Thank you.
All right, welcome back from that very short break. We're glad that you are still with us. This is Politics and Business TV, and you were watching the morning show. Thank you, Hanifat, for giving us what's trending on the social media. But then, do you believe that the former president, Buhari, as he has said, actually has two houses, right?
No, three.
Three houses.
Two in Kaduna and one in Daura.
Do you think that is true with everything that people have been saying, what people has been speculating, and the whole politics that is inside all of this?
The thing is, yeah, it might be possible that he has just these three houses, but what he's trying to portray right now is he's sustaining on these three houses right now. Like, that is like his retirement plan, which actually we find very, very funny, because you are like an ex-head of state, ex-military general, and now ex-president. Like, you have pension in place, you are still getting paid for these things. So now saying is surviving on the rent, he rents his house in Kaduna, like, it's kind of questionable, because actually don't want to. I actually can believe to a large extent that yes, he might just have these three houses to his name. It's kind of believable because it's Buhari here. He doesn't really have like a very affluent lifestyle that we can say, oh no, his lifestyle is different from what he's portraying, what he's saying. So it's kind of believable. But on the hand of him saying he's sustaining himself on the rent, it's kind of questioning, because you have other incomes coming in for you to the best of our knowledge. So where is that income going to?
I'm not going to trail the same path with you, because I do not believe that. I really do not, and will not, and still will not believe that he has just three houses, except he's saying directly to his name. So maybe he's not trying to mention other properties that are his, but not directly with his name or something, and then saying that he's living on the rent. Like, come on. Or could it be that he's just trying to spike up or raise up dust, and there are times when you feel a little bit bored and you just want to feel very very important.
No, but actually,
and then you just come up with something like that.
He has always played the Mr. Integrity card, so probably that's the card.
Do you think he was actually transparent during his reign or during his tenure? Do you think there was that level of transparency to what he was doing when he was the president?
You know, for him, to a large extent, people around him will tell you, oh, he's actually a very honest person, like the man of Mr. Integrity, like some actually nicknamed him. But on the other hand, you said transparent, like in his governance right now. Yeah. Now, it's not now in his personal. That's on another level entirely.
Okay, and we shouldn't go there. We shouldn't go there. That's what we want to discuss about today. And then the other stuff trending on the social media.
Timileyin Ajayi, the alleged gospel musician, because now it's alleged, because are we even really sure this guy is actually a gospel musician?
Funny enough, I follow musicians a lot. I sing, so I don't know.
Because even
this is not a public disclaimer anyways, but the
investigation getting to his home and everything, they've not even said they found any musical instrument in his house. Like, there is nothing linking him to being actually a musician or anything. At this point, the case is trying to take a turn, like this guy is actually a cannibal or something. In his appeal, it was saying something like, oh, he's not guilty, but he actually admits to his crime, that yes, he killed his girlfriend because
but I think
she was cheating.
Sometime last week, I saw on the social media where he said he's not he does not regret his actions.
That's it. Like now, like comments from social media are coming like, oh, this guy is trying to play this insane card. Like if you watch that video, you could remember, you see that it wasn't even remorseful. Like it was sounding like somebody that is insane, because how will you butcher someone that way and you're standing your ground like, oh, yes, I'm not remorseful, I didn't regret my action. Like he's trying to kind of play like an insane card. And you know, when someone is not mentally stable, you can't charge them, because you'll be like, oh, they did this when they're not mentally
Then
stable.
they should. We
so
have medical.
no. Now the thing now is, people, some are of the opinion that that's the card is trying to play like I'm insane, that kind of I'm not mentally fit,
so that's why I did that. It's a slide.
Exactly, so that justice won't be served. But no, others are saying no, justice must be served, because if it's even written in the law and in the constitution that anybody that he has committed an homicide, which means it's punishable by death in the penal code. So now we're watching, we don't know, because they are now, he has pleaded not guilty in the court. So we're looking forward to the next judgment to see what's going to be like.
Personally, I feel justice should be served. Must be served, because you cannot just take a life. You can't give a life. You cannot bring a life into existence. So what gives you the power and the right to take one?
The crazy part is that there is even like, it's starting to look like he's just lying and trying to cover up, because there is a story that the girl is not even his girlfriend. Because
I heard that too.
Our sister, came out to say that he kept calling her Salome. Like, no, not even to that level of you being my sister's girlfriend, just being her friend. That's not the name you call her. So now saying you are a boyfriend and you keep calling her that name already shows like it's a red flag. Like you don't even know her to a certain level. Like everything just seems very, very off now. But just that the victim is late, and it's just one part of the story now we can hear, and that you just want us to buy that story, because now they feel like, no, you can't be my sister's boyfriend, because even just being her friend, you don't call her this name. She has an other name that people call her, people that are close to her, that's the name that they are used to. Nobody, why are you calling her a government name, the name that people on the street or people that she has no relationship with just know her with? So and it doesn't make any sense actually. So
that's really questionable, and we just hope that justice should be served. Nigeria or whatever, there should be no form of politics in all of this, or trying to cover up the dust under the carpet. It should be served, because I feel bad as a lady. And then at some point, if probably I'm married, but if I wasn't married and I'm in a relationship, I think my siblings should know that, okay, or some of my close friends. I have close friends now, okay, this is my guy.
Yes.
They should have seen me with the guy. They should check her phone. Does she have pictures with the guy? Because these are some things that will give you clue that, okay, I'm hanging out with this guy. There's no way you check your phone and Hanifa, your boyfriend's picture is not
or
there.
Even a text linking, like
exactly.
Definitely be things to actually link you guys together. So we hope investigation ongoing will unfold that for us, so that we get to see what exactly is happening. If Timileyin is lying or it's just about Salome being his girlfriend. So we'll get to find out. We hope to find that soon and bring it to you as always.
All right, so thank you very much. Right now, we'll be going into the discussion for the day. Driving into one of the hotly most debated discussion, both on social media or on every media platform. Everyone is discussing about the president, Donald Trump, proposal to end childbirth rights in the U.S., citizenship, in the USA. And everybody is talking about it. People are crying about it. Some are celebrating about it. But then we would give you what it entails, its pros and cons, its positive impacts, and probably negative impacts, but in the US and also here in Nigeria, because we know that we have so many of Nigerians who are in US right now, and they have their children there. What will be their hope? What will be their fate? You do not want to miss this discussion. So please stay with us. We'll be going on a very short break. And when we return, we'll dive into this discussion. All right, thank you for staying with us and welcome back. This is the morning show on PNB TV. This is a topic that has raised a lot of dust, right? And people are really debating about this. And it has to do with the president of the US, that's the President Donald Trump, who has proposed to end birthright citizenship for children born in the US. And we know that this is a law that has existed for over 150 years. And he wants to end it. So certainly I think he has his reasons for doing that. He has why he has to do that. And everybody, yeah, immigration control. But what do you think? What do you think this would result to, Hanifat?
Looking at it from the perspective of the United States, you would see that President Donald Trump is actually trying so hard to control the immigration. And in one of his speech, he said the other people will leave their country, come to the US to give birth, gain the citizenship. I know once you do this, like the US becomes liable for you. That they don't want liabilities anymore. So, but on the other hand, this is a law that is written in their constitution. So, for this to actually come to pass, they will need an amendment of the constitution, which is actually going to take years because it's going to be like a battle in the court, and every other thing has to be put in proper place for this. You can't just come and remove the birthright citizen like that, because it is written in the constitution that anyone given birth to in the US is a United States citizen. So for this to actually happen and be put in place, that means the constitution has to be amended, which is going to take a whole lot of time before that actually gets to happen. That is if the case is even won in court, because definitely people are going to take it to court to fight it out at the court.
I read that so many people are on the case. But then for our viewers, those who are watching us, we just want to start by what exactly, let's understand what birthright citizenship actually means. Now, under the 14th Amendment of the US Constitution, anyone born in the United States is automatically granted citizenship. This was intended to ensure equality for all, especially freed slaves. That was after the Civil War. But now, President Trump suggests it may be time to revisit this century-old practice. And so many people are saying it's part of politics, and so many people are saying he has good intentions. But then we would discuss more to really know if there are possible good intentions to this, and possibly if there are political strategies to this, because we know that it's really going to affect a lot. It's going to affect the Americans, right? It's also going to affect every other country related, because many people they have their transactions and their dealings with this country. So and knowing that the reason for this 14th Amendment was to give equality to free slaves under the Civil War. So imagine a child who was born in the soil of America, and he has grown up, or the child rather, is growing up, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, sorry, you've grown up, you've been with us, but you are not part of us. And in fact, just imagine you have a child in the US, like you gave birth to a child in the US, and this law is coming and it would stay. Let's say it has stayed. What would you do? What would be your reaction?
One thing is, if the law is actually going to get to stay, it's actually going to affect immigration, going to affect, and we all know that, yes, US is one country that immigrants has contributed a whole lot.
Yes.
So, and it's actually going to, either way, it's going to affect them one way or the other, because it's going to reduce the immigration. And I think that's one thing the President Trump is actually trying to fight.
Because he said he wants to,
And he even said, I think he even said the ones that actually been granted the citizenship, that their parents are not illegal immigrants, they're going to revoke their citizenship, that your parents are not illegal immigrants. So he's trying to fight illegal immigrants, which is actually a good thing because they are illegal. Now, what about the legal ones, the ones that are there legally? Now, because it's actually going to affect immigration, because now why am I in a country when I've been there for over a certain number of years, even by
Yeah.
birth? Citizenship can be granted after staying in the country for a number of years by marriage and by birth, and you're not giving it to me. So that means I can't enjoy the privilege of being one of you. So that means I'm not welcome here. That's the meaning. Now, immigration, people are actually going to find the nearest country to where they'll feel like, yes, I am one of you, I am contributing to your economy, and I am benefiting from it as well. It's going to affect their immigration, which is definitely going to affect, in the other way, actually going to affect the U.S. economy too, on the other hand, because once immigration reduces, the people working in the country, immigrants are just definitely going to drastically drop.
Yes, it will.
It's definitely going to have a toll on them too. So we just really hope when they get this actually gets it's actually not being put in place, but we just hope that it actually doesn't get to see the light of the day.
Anyways, that's on one side, but then we know that Critters, right, has also warned that the ending birthright citizenship could have a serious negative consequence, which Hanifat has spoken a little about, and for it could create a two-tiered society where children born to non-citizen parents are denied the same rights and opportunity. And we know this could also lead to marginalization, because I've always had that same right and that same entitlement with you as a citizen of American, and then all of a sudden you are taking away my citizenship because
I'm born by an immigrant
parent.
I'm
born by an immigrant parent. So at that point, you would, even in schools, it would really affect schools. There'll be that segregation, just the way it was before between the black and the white. So is it that he's trying to bring that same segregation, that same marginalization? Okay, hey, you're black, I have nothing to do with you. Oh, hey, you are not a citizen, so this is your lane. Just don't come into our space. And at that point, if you have a child who is in one of the universities in America, and this actually happens, just imagine the fate of that child. Imagine how the child will want to contribute. Because I read, I think that was last year, of a child, think about 16 years, who came up with an invention, instead of having during that COVID season, instead of having to enter the machine to be sanitized and all of those things, she came up with, it felt like an umbrella or something covering, haloing over an individual to always sensitize the person. And this was really welcomed, and people really spoke about this. So imagine that girl being denied her rights or citizenship, and she has given so much to the country.
The thing is, she's going to go to the next country that is going to welcome, and that's all. Like, it's actually going to affect the immigration. Like, people already in that country that have given so much, we start leaving the country to go to other countries that they know that, oh, there is so much for them. They're not just giving, because in life everybody wants to give and take, not that one person keep giving and giving and you don't have anything to take in. So that's it. Once there's a situation like that, it's just going to affect the immigrant. They will know that, oh, it's time for us to go back home. It's time for us to go to somewhere else more welcome. That means the US is saying, we don't want you anymore. You are not welcome in our midst anymore. So it's just going to make them to have their plan B. And I know many people will definitely be having plan B, because as of yesterday, some people were already deported back to Colombia.
Oh.
Yes, deportation has already started. He has started taking action on that already. Colombia has accepted, I think, about 2 military aircraft has dropped off some people as of yesterday. So Donald Trump meant business the second time around, and he has gotten to work already. Almost, not even just, it's not up to a week yet.
No, so it's not up to a week.
He's working already.
And we just hope that some other countries learn from this. All right. I'm sure you did not hear that part. No. All right. We know that also to oppose this proposal, about 4 separate lawsuits, including nearly 2 dozen states attorney Attorney General, and a group of pregnant mothers and immigrant rights group are actually fighting this. And then they are working on legal backing because based on the 14th Amendment, it says that as long as a child is born on an American soil, that child gains citizenship. So this is in the Constitution, but then other feels that he could do this based on executive order. But do you think legally, because you've been talking like, I don't know if you want to read law, but then legally we feel that this cannot be done except there's probably an amendment to the Constitution.
You know, when
and this is something that has existed for over 150 years. You can't just
when he made the comment too in his speech, one of the reporters there asked him that, but this is in the Constitution.
Yeah.
Like, okay, then they're going to go to the court to fight it, to see if there will be an amendment for it, because I know a reporter raised that question, and it was like, yes, that is in the Constitution, but we can go to court and fight this. Let's see how it turns out. So we just really hope to see how it turns out. Maybe it turns out well for the immigrants, so that they can at least get to hold on to their citizenship, because they've been there for so long.
They've been there for so long. As much as he's trying to curb illegal immigrants, but then he should also, you can't throw away the bath water with the baby. So you can't just, okay, probably because there are stones and all of this in your grain, you just throw out the whole grain. Come on, there should be something else that they should look at. But then we'll be going on a very short break, and when we return, we'll be looking at the economic impact of this, and also we'll be driving this down home to know what are the implications of this to Nigerians. And I am sure you do not want to miss that. So please stay with us. We'll be right back on a very short break. All right, welcome back from that very short break. So many people, we said we were going to have a discussion. We're going to be looking at the economic implication of this act, or of this proposed act. Yes, because we know that ending birthright citizenship could affect millions of families and businesses. Some have argued that it will not, while some have brought out strong points saying that this will certainly affect the economic situation. And then Mr. Shito, what do you think the effect may be on the economy? Because we have a lot of immigrants in the US, in America right now.
What are they doing there?
Okay, I think they would have to answer the question.
What are they doing there?
But what do you think will be the economic implications?
Greener pastures.
Mr. Shito has come already with this hot debatable question to let us know that, okay, why the Japa? But then before we want to dive into that aspect, why the Japa? Why do people really want to go there, like immigrants and all of that, to just, before we go there, let's just know what are the economic implications of this proposed act?
Well, if you ask me again, you know, like every leader, or let me say, a president or governor have this what we call executive order. So it's not necessarily you go through the parliamentary, roads or parliamentary path before you could execute that order. And you could see that immediately Donald Trump was sworn in as the 47th president. One of the things that he took upon is American first. Even if you follow the campaign, when he was doing his campaign, his ideology was American first. If it is not American, it's not American. So, and my question here is, yes, it is normal as far as you're a human being. You can, move into any countries. I mean, legitimately or legally, if I'm to use the word, by, maybe, as you said, to look for a greener pasture
Pastures.
or for an
Education.
education or tourism or whatever.
Work.
But my own point is like, why is a Nigerian around? Why do we need to go to UK, US, Canada, and to even claim that we want to go and stay there for long? Well, to me, I don't think it makes any sense. Why can't we just stand together and build? If and the American children, the USA children or Canada children also are seeing like, okay, they want to leave their own state. Are you saying that who is going to run to that country and say they want to go and pay for a greener pasture? Why can't we stay here together and build our country together? I'm talking about the economic benefits. I saw some posts so a few days ago where some of our immigrants, Nigerians to be specific, saying that it's affecting them. How? They cannot restore. Some of them that have stores, maybe selling things in US, they can't even restore because they are scared. They can't buy, they can't sell. So if this is happening, tell me what would definitely happen? It's going to affect the economy in one way or the other.
Mr. Shitsu,
Yes.
you just spoke your mind, and you were speaking for yourself.
Okay.
And we are all adults, but we can't speak for ourselves.
Of course, it's my
Because Mr.
opinion.
Shitsu does not want to travel out. He believes that and hopes in the best of our country,
No, but you
Nigeria.
traveling out doesn't mean you don't want the best for your country.
That's where I'm coming to. Mr. Shitsu, if you, in your business, realize a greener pasture, or you have seen something that will benefit you, and not just you, benefit your generations
Okay.
after you, wouldn't you want to go for it? Or would you want to just stay and then you're like, okay, no, I've seen something good, but then let me just keep digging here. So hopefully water is going to spring up from this
That
this
place
flow.
that they are running to, are they plugging money from the three?
Mr. Shittu, you wouldn't want
No,
us
no,
to
we've seen.
you wouldn't
No,
want
no,
us
no,
to
no,
argue
okay,
the fact
hold on,
that
hold on, no, no,
that
hold
these
on.
countries
Let's
are
look
more
into this.
developed
No, no.
than
All of
ours,
them are
right?
ours.
No, we are looking at
They
that.
also have their own.
They have experience, they are developed
Miracle.
both
You
in their
can't agree with
education,
me.
in their economy, in
Are you
their
saying we don't
medical
have
work.
hold on. The best medical doctors in US, United States, and UK now are from Nigeria.
They are from
Yeah,
Nigerians, but they did
Nigeria.
not get the qualification or
Then let's
that
talk to our
knowledge
government. Let's talk to our
from the
leader.
country.
No. They
Now,
got
if you
away from
have
their country.
now, Mr. Shitu, you want the best for your children,
Yes.
and you are in a country whereby they have not attained that standard yet of they have not attained that standard of education that you would want for your child. We're speaking about your child, not someone else's child,
Okay.
for your own child. And you have seen a country that would give that standard of education to your child and give that child a better future.
Okay.
Wouldn't you want to put your child there? As your child is there, you're still hoping and praying for the betterment of our country. But then your child is gaining something that he or she may use in return to help and develop our country.
I see. It's like you're mixing these points. I'm not
Okay.
saying you can't go to these developed, so-called developed countries
Country.
and learn or do businesses, or even try to even have, if you have opportunity or you have the strength to even have maybe one or two houses in this place. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that why do we have the intention of leaving your country, your fatherland, to go and stay there? Or like what the president just said, that you mean giving birth in that place does not mean you have the, the birth
Citizenship.
citizenship of the. So some people, it sounds funny. Like you say that you want to travel to just go and give birth so that your child will have that. Are you telling me that we don't have, even though, okay, yes, we know the rate, I mean, the level of our, the level of our hospital, our public hospital, yes, is something natural. I mean, we don't have anything to say about that. But we still have some private hospital, state hospital. Even
But-
the government is still doing its best to see at least our medical centers should meet up with a standard of first class, equipment. So why do you need to go to United States of America to deliver just because you want your baby to have that citizenship? Why?
Because you want to give them dual citizenship. You want to give them the opportunity to have options. Because you've seen situations whereby people in this country, yes, they're in this country, they are actually not getting it. They're not making a whole lot of. We've seen medical doctors in this situation leaving the country because they know that the life that they want, the government can't afford to give it to them.
Yeah.
They are going to other countries. Now they're going to these countries. Like you've said, Ria, now that the Nigerian doctors are actually the one making waves in these countries we are talking about because they are very good. But when they got there, they became better and they gained more experience.
Exactly.
And then now they are the best in their field.
Of two children, like I know of certain channels that dwell on that, where you have very smart kids that are coming up with mad, very good innovations, coming up with different things, and you would see people outside the country. Wait, Mr. Shitu, you would see people outside the country that will come and pick this child and take them there and train them, and they become something, and they begin to give back to that country. Now, they have been in Nigeria for long. What did the government do about it? What did they say? The person who drafted aeroplane was from Nigeria now, right?
This is, of course,
the drawing and everything before it was taken out, and then we have the aeroplane.
You agree with
Mr. Shitu, everybody has a greater plans for, especially the children. Let's not even speak for ourselves.
You executing these plans, you have to leave your country to another country.
If it means leaving my country to another country, yes. If it means the business is not striving here, but then there is prospect that it's gonna thrive in another country, yes.
Let's begin this among ourselves here.
Do you want to talk about the security, insecurity?
They are also facing security in these countries.
We do, yeah, we know.
Okay, in the last 7 or 8 years or thereabouts, those governments, when I'm talking about this government, I don't want to mention President Bola Tinubu or President Buhari, but because it's still the same government. This government that we're in now, I've been making a lot of effort to see that, okay, they patronize made in Nigeria. Let me give you an example. Starting from
rice.
Yes, let's use rice. In the last 10 years, before this government, all we know, I and you, is foreign rice. I never know anything like local rice or Nigerian rice. Let me use the word Nigerian rice. But today, go to the market. I was in the market yesterday or the day before yesterday. I saw a rice. I was like, is it a foreign rice? The man was just laughing. I said, what? This is a Nigerian rice. Very long, like all these Italian. Yes,
rice.
I'm telling you. So we are getting there gradually. You see, the United States of America, the Canada, the London, the California, that we, especially Nigerians, I don't know about Africa, other African countries, that we are looking up to and we're rushing into. They also have their own challenges. You agree with me? And also, they do not start in a day. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. So if we could get our agricultural sector properly well in the next 2-3 years, then we know we're stabilized at least 95 to 98. Let's move into technology. Now you can just look at what is happening in AI now. This is we're talking about IT, right? We are doing well. Just that, no.
Mr. Shitu, most of these innovations are still not from Nigeria. That is the truth. Most of these innovations are still not from Nigeria. And for us to have to say that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step, I wouldn't want to have a child, right? And I would have to wait for the next 3 years or 4 years or 5 years to ensure or secure the future of my child.
What do you mean by
secure? When I know that
hold on.
that I
could.
When you're
talking about securing the future of your child, in what aspects, if I may ask?
It's true in all aspects. We're looking at the child's development. One, we're looking at the child education. I will tell you without any form of remorse that if I was outside this place with the level of experience, I would be way better than the way I am right now.
Hold on. The way you are, forget about the better than you are. Nobody will see you now. The way you talk, the way you present. There's nowhere in this world, I'm not talking in this country, that you go that you will not meet up with the standard. And you are born in this country, you are raised in this country, you are trained in this country, in this community, in this society. Tell me what is wrong with you. Are you
Now,
telling me
Mr.
that
Chito, I haven't. Let's not talk about personal achievement, right?
This
But
is
then
not personal.
we haven't gotten, I haven't gotten to the best of myself.
Yeah.
I have not realized the best of myself. I have not identified certain things that I feel I can do. But then when I am privileged, that's why we have companies who would take their staff outside for a training, because these people have better experience, they have better equipment, they have the technology and everything. It is when we go there, we make ourselves better, we are being polished, and then we come back to say, okay, this is what I have learned, let me give back to my country. But then to just fold my arms and say, okay, no, I do not want to travel anywhere or learn anything, come on. That's why we have people we look up to. That is how we
And
get
that's why they
better.
are already developed countries.
Exactly. So if this country is developed, I see no reason
and
why.
Nigerian is what? Underdeveloped or
Right, Nigeria is developing.
is developing?
Yes,
Nigeria is
all of them.
developing.
So we are in the
Developing.
process.
So there is no crime in looking
Why
at a
can't you? Why
developed
can't you?
country
Hold on.
to
Hold
see
on,
what
hold
has
on.
worked for
Thank
them.
God you use the word developing. We're
Developing,
in process, right?
Yes, the process.
Why can't me and you join hands and contribute our own quota?
The truth is,
That
not
is, we are
everybody.
contributing.
The truth, and again,
If I
the
go out
reality
for a
is-
training, if I go out to learn certain things in some of this developed country, and I come back to implement them in my country, am I not giving back?
apart from that, the reality is not everybody will work with you. On a journey, not everybody is going to work with you. Some people are just going to come when you arrive at your destination to come and eat from that table.
It's
Not
normal, that's
so,
normal.
so that's it. We can't expect that. We can't keep saying, why can't we stay back in our country and develop? We should understand that the ones that are staying back, what have they done so far? Because what's the percentage of these people that were clamoring about that as jackpot to the people left behind in the country?
Let me ask you guys something. Do you know that this country they're talking about, for some of us, some of our people that believe that they have to travel before them, some of them are even crying bitterly. Forget about Donald Trump's and policies and whatever. Some of them talks, I mean, I have a couple of friends and families in this part of this developed, so-called developed country. Like, they're like, what is taking our money is tax. Tax and tax and tax. Now, this is a country now. The president is talking about tax reforms now. Talking about VAT. This same country is still complaining that this is too much, this is that and more. And you want to run to the country whereby if you get, for example, if you get $100, out of that $100, I can tell you that $89 or $85 will be going for taxes.
Well, that's one of the social economic implication, because the number of taxes would reduce, and it's certainly going to affect their economy. That's American. It's going to affect its economy. But
These people that you're talking about, they are capitalists in their ideology.
Yeah.
So there's nothing good about them. So I can tell you that Nigerians, if not that, just only when you have, different governments that comes that you, if the is going to be bringing.
Well, you won't want to compare the corruptness of politics in some of those countries.
Which of the country you're talking about?
We wouldn't want to mention any country, but then looking at their level of corruption and looking at the level of corruption in Nigeria, I'm sure you cannot merge them together.
That's why I'm asking you.
I'm sure you cannot merge them together. And I know, Mr. Shitu, you have a lot to say, but then as much as we feel that the president, that's Donald Trump, actually has a good intention to reduce, because we know for sure that there are certain persons who will just go to some of these countries to just give birth. That's birth tourists, for birth tourism rather. So just give birth and then come back. They have plans. They have good intentions too.
Right?
They have good intentions for their children. They have good intentions for their future. But as much as he's trying to curb this, just as we said earlier, he shouldn't just
giving birth to your child or children at the United States or wherever in the world. Are you saying that is what you tag as a proper plan? Or future, a better future? I'm asking you this question.
Mr. Shito,
no,
when you see you are in a land where the pasture is not so green, right?
Oh my God.
You can,
Don't say
you
that,
wait,
that
no,
Nigeria,
no,
the
no.
pasture is-
I'm not saying anything. Now you know that this pasture is not so green,
Nigerian
right?
pasture is not
And
green?
then,
Is that what you're saying?
I did not say it's not green, no.
Then is what?
Mr.
Is
Shitu,
it-
don't put
hold
words
on,
into
it's
my
worse
mouth.
now.
I'm saying it's not so green. Nigeria is a developing country, not a developed
country.
But
country.
it's not going
Now,
to develop, right? It's
now
developing.
you have seen an opportunity to help the future of your child or your children
talking about
to get more experience
see,
and come back.
I mean, if
I
I'm
don't
talking
think
about
it's
bringing
anything wrong.
up children and giving a better future. You know, it's individual thing. For me, I might decide that fine, I need to take my child to Kano to go and give him or her kind of the best knowledge I want. I need to take him to Imo State to go and give him the best knowledge I want. I need to take him to Oyo State. But you won't tell me, I won't sit here, you telling me that it's only when I have
We
to
are not
send
saying
my-
it's
No, we're
only
saying you're
when
giving them
you
option because
take
we have
that child
instances where
outside.
parents
It is
even
not
living in the US with their kids send that
their
kid
children
to
back.
do that.
Nigeria.
Yes,
That's very
it
wrong.
has
It's very
happened
wrong.
Send
where
their
they
kids
send
back
their
to
kids
Nigeria.
to
They
learn
just want to
certain
give them
things.
options.
Exactly.
Like you have the option that
You
oh,
can
you're not
always
just-
do this.
yes,
You can always
be
do
here
that.
and
The way
there.
you ladies are talking now, it seems that you ladies can send your own kids to United States.
Oh yeah.
And you remain in Nigeria.
Oh yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, don't try it, please.
Oh,
What
yes.
about you?
Please.
But
I
I
don't
think
want to
because
share
of
my
our
personal
time, we'll be
preference here.
taking newspaper review. If we leave Mr. Shitu, we'll want to extend or exceed our time. So we'll be taking our newspaper review. And when after the newspaper review, we'll just have a cap on this discussion. Thank you for still watching and still staying with us. All right, thank you. Welcome back. We'll be taking newspaper review right now. We'll be starting with the Daily Trust article, Nigeria on verge of losing democracy. Really? Government offering opposition 50 million. Parties must unite to save democracy, says El Rufai. Power not given but fought for, says Amechi. Democracy, despite flaws, is best, says Shetima. All right, they have spoken.
Is politics, so
It's obviously
something is cooking in the next few days.
Well, it will come up. It certainly will come up.
One of the states in Southwest, one of the okay, let me even say it, Osun State, and the founder of APC, the immediate last minister of an interior, and also two-term governor of Osun State, Alpha Beshola, has officially announced exit
of the APC.
from the APC, and which they are going to be having their national convention. So, who are those people in this magic is what we are going to be seeing in the next few
And
days.
the underground cooking ongoing right now.
So
Whatever is being
and
cooked, they would
you can
serve
see
it,
that picture on that
and we will
rituals.
eat
You
it.
can see Fayemi and Erufai. Yes, you see
Yes.
Fayemi sitting very close to
Erufai.
Erufai, and you can see Atiku.
Atiku.
So there's one picture I even saw it say yesterday. It was even yesterday where I know Erufai was, he shook hands with what's it called, Atiku, and also so something is cooking. But let's see and let's wait and watch.
Whatever they cook,
We
it
are
will
ready
be
to eat
served.
it. Nigerians are ready to eat.
All right, so below we have gunmen invade Abuja
Wow.
community,
Kidnap
man, wife, son, and 2
Are you
others.
saying
The
this
whole
Abuja that we are
family.
on some which
This Abuja,
I'm not sure
it's
this
really,
Abuja.
Why? We've been on kidnapping spree in Abuja over time, so this is not the first time.
Are you
that
for
is
real?
happening. Yes.
This is not the first time.
All
Now,
right, so due
which
to our time,
community?
we'll just take the next newspaper. I think that's be Punch.
Punch, Afeni Ferry,
Afeni Ferry.
Afeni Ferry,
Afeni
Can.
Ferry
Afeni Ferry. Say,
can.
okay.
Others oppose push for Sharia in Southwest.
I would like to talk about
Afeni Ferry.
Afeni Ferry is a socio-political group in Southwest. Afeni Ferry means,
right.
literally means
People that want good.
goods. Afeni Ferry, people that want. So talking about Ankan, Christian Association of Nigeria, other proposed push for Sharia. Now Sharia in Southwest, yes, I'm a Muslim. I'm not saying this because I'm a Muslim. Sharia law, I think the Muslim community, whether in North or South, needs to do more, enlightenment on what Sharia laws means. Because the perception people are saying that's the reason why it's causing these controversies there. No, we don't want this. Sharia law is only applicable to only Muslim. If, for example, we are in the studio, and I'm the owner of this station, and I say, okay, fine. Definitely I will have Christians, I have Muslim the way we have now, understand? And I say, okay, as a Muslim, if you want to work with me here as a Muslim, look at Anifa. This is a very perfect example. Anifa is a Muslim, you are a Christian. Understand? Anifa is doing what? She's covering her hair. That is what Sharia says. Understand? You as a Christian, you don't have anything to do with, it's only your choice if you feel like I want to cover my hair. Understand? So Sharia is beyond cut your hands, killing or fighting or no. I think Muslims community, whether in the north or south, you need to enlighten people more about what the Sharia is. You need to do sensitization. Because Sharia, if you're not a Muslim, it doesn't have to do anything with you. And Sharia is one of the things again that the Muslim in Southwest want to look like, okay, fine. We have issues of marriage, divorce, or bringing up the one we're talking about. There's a way in which Islam puts that, okay, this is how you have to train your family. This is how you have to bring. If you say you want to marry 2 or 3 wives, there's a rule that Islam says, okay, what do you have as a man? Why do you want to even go into this? Sharia is already encompassing all this now. We'll let you know that you don't need to go. Okay, if somebody dies as a man died, how do you share the property? That is what Sharia means. So people need to know more about the Sharia. It's not about this. So, but it's quite unfortunate, like people do that. And if care is not taken, the way they are pushing this, there's tendency that there will be issue. I don't want to use the word religion crisis, but because if Muslim in the Southwest insisted that they want to have it, there will be a problem.
All right. So we hope that it doesn't get to that point.
That's just it.
All right. So
I think one of the reasons why the Southwest actually are pushing against it is because how some people in the Southwest, they don't want you to enforce it on them, especially when it comes to some Muslims. Some Muslims in the Southwest are just Muslim because the family are Muslims, not because they themselves are Muslim. So they don't want you to come and tell them dress this way, cover your head this way. No, so this is why they are running from it.
In fact, Sharia is a branch in Islam, and Islam itself says no compulsion. La ikrah fi din. That's an Arabic term. There is no compulsion in our religion.
There is no
so,
force.
and that is the main body. So Sharia is just a branch. So if the religion itself says there is no compulsion in it, are you telling me that Sharia is, even though you are a Muslim?
The fear
So we
is
wouldn't
people
want to
have
dwell
seen
too
how
much
the
on
Islam
this.
move in the north, so they don't want that to come to the
You cannot
south as well.
compare Isba. Isba is Kano State is a 100% Islamic state.
State.
The way Wike says that a River State is 100% Christian.
All right, so let's not dwell so much on this. We have something else on the Punch newspaper talking about the national conference. All right, so the national conference, the federal government restates commitment to better Nigeria, and we hope that indeed Nigeria would be better, or Nigeria would get better. All right, so this is all we can take for our newspaper review. So, no, let's not start for Mr. Shito. Hanifa, what will be your last word to our wonderful viewers out there?
Thank you for joining us at P&B Morning Show at this hour. Stay with us as we have other programs coming up during the day. Thank you very much for joining us.
Mr. Shito.
Let me quickly say this. Those of you that are doing Japan,
I just knew he was going to talk about
my
it.
point to you is that stay back and let's build this country. That is one. Because that place that you're going is not as if they are flooding money. We've seen people that they've sold their properties, they are working, they are doing fine. If you are getting up to 400,000 in this country, you just have to discipline yourself. Discipline yourself, and you know what? Everything will be fine with you in this country. Don't go there. Don't sell your property. Don't sell your car, your houses, and
All right,
you go and be washing.
thank you very much, Mr. Shitu. All right, so you've heard from Mr. Shitu and Hanifat, and thank you for joining us. Just remain positive and keep conquering your word. Don't let whatever that is going on affect you. You can be great. You would be great. You'd see yourself great, and just move on. So thank you for staying with us. I remain Miracle Obi, the host of the show. Thanks to all my producer and the production team. Thank you very much. Please keep watching. We have more enlightening and entertaining programs coming up after this show. Thank you and bye for now.